Oh, here it is. The secret behind Coca-Cola's marketing strategy. All right, let's find out. The secret behind Coca-Cola's marketing strategy. Let's learn.
Welcome to Thought Catalyst. I'm Charles Painter, and today we're going to be talking about the marketing campaigns of the Coca-Cola Company.
Ooh!
Growing demand.
I'm going to tell the Atlanta story, actually. This reminds me of Atlanta, and so I must tell it. This is the story of how I became a felon. None of you are allowed to repeat this. It's a no narcs policy. It has been expunged from my criminal record. It takes place in Atlanta, not far from the headquarters of the Coca-Cola Corporation. Keep that in mind. It'll come in handy later. I, a young 17-year-old Atrioc, had just campaigned and won to become president of my high school's chapter of FBLA. And I remember I had a pretty funny campaign slogan. I forgot exactly what it was, but I remember it was stupid. And the kids that were voting thought it was funny and liked it. So I knew it would win, but I also knew that the teachers and the adults that ran FBLA didn't like it. And they thought it was stupid and not taking the thing seriously enough. You know, the teachers weren't exactly like rock solid ride or die with me. They were like, okay, he won. So at FBLA, what you do is you go to competitions. First in your state, then out of state, then national, like that, you know? And the competitions are like all about business skills. So it'll be like your team on FBLA might have a person that does business writing, or someone might do math. And they compete, and there's judges, and then that's how it goes, all right? We had the best FBLA in the state of Arizona. All right? Yes. Hell yes, actually. We're already beating the state. So, nationals. All of the best FBLA chapters nationwide showing up to compete in the vibrant city of Atlanta. And okay, so day one comes. I enter my competitions. I'm doing well. I place well. Our team's doing well. Day two rolls around. We're starting to get farther in the tournament. And a side story of my life starts to converge. That side story is I've started to get into esports. This is early, by the way. For me, this is like, I think I'm way ahead. Esports isn't even a thing really in America. So what I would do is I would stay up at night, like till 2 a.m. and watch Korean esports secretly because I loved them. And I was also like, holy shit, look at this. Like, how do we get this big over in the West? That was my big idea. I was like, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to learn marketing and I'm going to figure out how to make esports big in the West. It turns out they didn't need me. They just needed Fortnite. I was irrelevant to that idea. But at the time I was like, I'm going to be the one to do it. Okay. And I had a favorite player. I've mentioned him on stream. My favorite player's name was Jaedong. He was the best Zerg player in history, all right? He was just a god of StarCraft. He was competing that night, but it was at 2 a.m. And the hotel they had us stay at did not have free Wi-Fi. The hotel did not have free Wi-Fi. It had like $30 a night Wi-Fi, okay? And I was like, oh, I'm not going to miss this game. Jaedong's playing tonight. It's the fucking semifinals. I actually think I can fucking find the video, bro.
And we're off. Sending his other overlord that man said, oh my god, that is horrible.
This is probably the same fucking quality it was watched in too. This fucking 480p shit. So this game was happening and I was like, I'm not fucking missing it. So I can't buy that $30 Wi-Fi, but I remember, earlier today, in between the games, we had gone to a mall in Atlanta and there was free Wi-Fi in the food court. So it's 2 a.m. I'm in my hotel. I'm dressed in a business suit. And I'm like, what if I go back to that mall? Now, I don't tell anybody at all, which was stupid because I'm just sneaking out. I sneak away from the school group. I am a 17-year-old fucking scrawny-ass white kid dressed in a fucking business suit, walking the streets of Atlanta at night, 2 a.m. I walk, and by the way, the mall is like, I don't know, like a mile and a half from the hotel. I mean, it's far. And I get there, and of course, it's closed. Of course, it's 2 a.m. The mall's closed. I can't get in to the Wi-Fi that I so desperately want. But I really want to watch this game. There was two parts of the mall, right? Two buildings, and they had a sky bridge between them that went over the street. And that sky bridge had a stairway. So I walk up that access stairway from the street, and there's a door on the side of the sky bridge, and I push it, shit's unlocked. They forgot to lock the sky bridge. So I'm like, oh shit, I'm in. So I'm now illegally in the Mall of Atlanta at 2 a.m. And I remember I'm sitting at the counter, like I'm an employee. I'm just at the counter of an Orange Julius with my laptop out, plugged in, watching StarCraft.
In the hand.
And I'm super stoked because Jaedong is playing amazing. I remember specifically he had like 2 groups of Mutalisks, you can barely tell. And right as this game happened, this is game 4, it was a best of 5 set. As this moment is happening, right about here, I pop off loudly. I pop off and go, yes! Like, hell yeah! Just to myself, alone. Instantly, I hear, who's there? There's a security guard. And he comes, and I freeze. I instantly freeze. I panic. I freeze. And what he sees is a youngish looking guy in a business suit hacking into Orange Julius. It looks like I'm committing cybercrime. And it just looks like I'm committing a crime. Obviously. And I'm also in a suit, so I look like it's like a fucking professional operation. This is a fucking 3-month op, and I'm here to fucking take Orange Julius for all they are. So I try desperately to explain to him what I'm doing, but it's so ludicrous. I mean, literally, it's hard to explain to somebody you're in esports now. Try back then explaining that I'm watching Koreans play video games. No, I'm here at 2 a.m. No, sir, you don't understand. Jaedong is going to beat Hwasin in the semifinals of the GOM TV MSL. At this point, I'm getting scared because he's going to call the police. I really, really, really turn on everything I've got in all of my soul, to beg him, yo, please, sir. He's not having any of it. Really the charm is not working, but I can tell that I'm truly pleading, and I think he can feel this is not what he thought it was. This is not a criminal. Something's going on here. And then I find my in because he asked me how I got in. If he didn't ask me this, I would have it wouldn't have worked. But he asked me how I got in. I tell him the truth. I tell him the door was unlocked on the skywalk, and he realizes he should have locked that door, which means he's going to be in trouble too. And at that moment, I realize there is an out. And I'm like, sir, I'll just go. And he was like, all right, just go. And I swear to God, I got out. I got out and I got away with it. And so you're probably thinking, well, then wait, how did you get arrested? That's because that wasn't the only time I fucked up in Atlanta. I made it out of that and I was riding high. I was on top of the world. I remember getting back to the hotel 3:30 and telling my roommate, the guy who was, and I was dude, yeah, I watched StarCraft, that whole thing. The security guard caught me. And he's like, what the fuck? How the fuck did you he was, and I'm feeling untouchable. I'm feeling oh my God, I'm going to crush this marketing pitch thing tomorrow. I literally can't be stopped. There is not a thing on earth I can't talk myself out of. I'm a king. And that hubris comes back to bite me. The next day, we are headed to the convention center, a pack of us, me, the president, I think 5 other members of our team behind me. We're all walking, and I get a little thirsty. I'll be honest with you. I'm getting a little thirsty. I'm a little parched. And I'm like, all right, well, everyone else is a little thirsty. Everyone's hungry or thirsty or wants a snack. Let's stop at this convenience store, this bodega. We get to the bodega, and I take a water bottle, and it's cold, and it's good, and I'm holding it in my hand. And I've been thirsty. I was the one who suggested this. I was thirsty. And so while they're picking out Starburst and picking out whatever, I crack it open. And I take a sip. But we're there for 15, 20 minutes. I swear to God, we're there for a while. All I have on me is this 20. I don't want to break this 20 for this water bottle. So I'm just going to put it back. I'm not thinking about it. Again, it doesn't cross my mind. It was stupid, but it's also hubris. So I put the water bottle back. Okay? I'm not proud of it. Okay? It is a crime, as I would soon find out. I'm walking out the store. They fucking immediately, there is a fucking sting operation that goes the fucking highest levels of the FBI. They have both the exits covered. They don't grab me in public. They have both the exits covered. They have the footage. They have a fucking man in the back. They have the cashier in on it in a fucking earpiece. Like the whole fucking thing is a sting operation. The second I try to leave the door, fucking 2 people surround me. The cashier like flags me. Like it's a fucking form. I get surrounded. And they're like, come to the back, sir. Come to the back. And I'm like, wait, what is happening? They get me in the back room. Stay here, sir. We're calling the police. Wait, what? What? No one's even telling me what's going on. If someone had told me what was going on right away, maybe I could have salvaged it. Maybe. But nobody even told me. And I mean, I'm like, I don't get it. I couldn't imagine that it was the fucking water bottle. I just didn't get it. Finally, 2 cops get there. And then they tell me. They caught me on tape. He put a water bottle back. He was stealing water. And I'm like, no. I said, oh my God, please. I'm literally dressed in a full business suit with a school group. I will pay. I'll pay $20. I will pay $20 I'm so sorry. And they're like, apparently that bodega has a high shoplifting rate. And so because shoplifting is such a problem, they have some very strict laws around it. So for 1 sip of water, they're going to press me with the full charges, like theft. So I have to go to the police station. Like the police officers have to take me away from the group and put me in a cop car and take me down to the station. And they're charging me as a crime. And so I have to go before a judge. And so not only that, I have to have someone to like represent me. So my dad has to fly out. So I had to tell my parents what was going on and that I needed my dad to fly out. And so he had to buy an expensive last minute red eye to Atlanta to help me in court. So my dad flies out. And one thing I'll say to my dad's credit, the first thing he did when he landed was just hug me and be like, hey, it's not that big a deal. You're all right. Like, and I was so ready to get fucking yelled at. Like the whole flight he was coming here, it was really the nicest thing. I remember that probably to this day. It's probably the nicest thing my dad's ever done when he could have been mad. He didn't yell at me at all. Yeah, no. People are saying no felon policy, lil W. No, that's true. Because I committed any sort of crime, the sip of water, I was stripped of my FBLA presidency. So I'm just like depressed. I'm super sad. And my dad is there. And instead of yelling at me for a day, he took the whole day and he took me to things to get my mind off of it. He took me to the Coca-Cola headquarters museum. I was just really happy that my dad wasn't fucking berating me when I already felt like shit. All right. So I stole a couple bottles of Coke. Obviously, double down. If I'm in for a penny, in for a pound. No. So we get on with that. I go to the judge. The judge, she hears the report and she kind of laughs. She thinks it's really funny. And I'm hoping she'll be lenient and let me off. But there's like these shoplifting laws. They're like fucking required sentencing, required some sort of thing. And she's like, well, there's not much I can do. Like I can't let you off. But given your circumstances and that you're here for a school trip and blah, 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 I end up getting like hundreds of hours of community service. Like legit a lot of community service. Like a ridiculous amount of community service, all right? And I get home to school and I find out that my school also has a zero tolerance policy on anything related to crime. So to punish me for having done any crime in anywhere in the world, my school suspends me. So I get back, I've been stripped of my presidency, and I get suspended. By the way, my mom is just, you might as well just deal drugs at this point. You might as well, like, your life's over. My mom's like just freaking out. So I did that. It all ends. It's all over. Okay? And that's why I'm a streamer. This is my community service. Yeah. I'm still serving it to this day. I have to make fucking Zoomers smarter, she said. And it's an impossible task, so I'm just stuck doing this for the rest of the time. Would I do it again? That sip of water was refreshing.